Alright everybody, what is going on? Welcome to another episode of Bulldog Gaming. As always, I am Andrew Parker, joined alongside by Brian Rudolph.
Yep.
And we are here to talk about all of the gaming news that happened throughout the week. Brian, we have had some very interesting games we've been playing lately.
Oh, yeah.
Would you like to speak? Well, actually, we have two. Which one would you like to speak on, I should say?
I'll start with the smaller one.
Okay.
Tetris 99 came out. It was
Of
announced
course.
during the Nintendo Direct, which we'll cover more of the Direct later. But Tetris 99 is, I believe it's Tetris Attack, where, like, as you do better, you hurt opponents. But this one's kicker is there's 99 players, so it's basically Tetris Battle Royale, and it's honestly a lot of fun. Unless you're getting attacked with 10 people at once, and you just automatically lose.
It's a lot of fun. It's I've never been a big Tetris guy. Like, I never played a shit ton of Tetris. I never even got to play Tetris Effect, which I heard great things about, but I just kind of never got into it. But I guess this is just being free and another game for my Switch. Gave it a download, jumped in there, and I'm like actually impressed with how much fun I'm having with it.
Yeah, I'm impressed too. Like, I didn't think I was gonna play like I'm already like level 8 or 9. The music just fucking slaps. That's like a big part of it.
Dude, when you hit like, it's crazy because I'll feel like I've been going for like a good long while, and I'm like, oh, I've been at this for a while. I have to be like top 30 or something. And then I look and there's like 67 people left, and I'm like, oh fuck. And then because the music picks up about halfway through at 50.
My thing is, I'm pretty good at it, and I can keep my thing really low. It's just like when like more than one person attacks you, you get fucking ruined.
Yeah, like you get like 8 bars of just gray at once, and it's just like, oh god.
And like I don't know if you're supposed to use like say like the long piece to just break a bunch of them at once, or if that kind of like makes you a target because you just did a lot of damage to someone. Like, I don't know exactly how the combat in it works, because you can switch who you're attacking and whatnot.
And I feel like that's the one reason I haven't done better than I have. Like, I think I hit, like, top 25 once, and I hit, like, 17
Yeah,
recently.
my best is 2 rounds of 18.
Yeah, like, that's about as high as I've gotten. I feel like, again, like, I don't really understand the targeting system. Like, you could choose between, like, random attackers, KOs, or something else. I don't remember. And, it's a very weird system. Like, I guess it just lets you attack mass people at once.
I think those are just visuals. I think just the way you know who you're attacking is just... I usually just tap it, because it's easier to just tap than use the sticks. But something that I saw that was funny is I was watching the Grumps stream it, and if you queue at the same time with your friends, you have a pretty likely chance of getting into their game.
Oh, really?
So, like, we should do that and see if we can get in each other's games.
That's actually pretty funny. I thought with, like, how many people would be playing this game because it just dropped, it would be really hard to find people's games like that.
I feel like us coming off the same Wi-Fi and it would make us connect at like the same time, and it'd probably be fine.
Yeah, we'd probably be okay like that.
It's mad funny though.
So definitely check out Tetris 99.
Tetris
Is it
99.
only on Switch?
I believe it's only on Switch. It's free. I mean, you have to have the Nintendo Switch Online to play even play it. So yeah, it's free.
Which, like, what a cool thing to kind of offer besides like the NES classics as like a game to play on for if you have the Nintendo Online.
I mean, there's also that like Pac-Man versus game that's up on the shop for free. And
yeah, but didn't that come out before the online service like officially?
Yeah, but who knows
launched?
if you need it or not? You probably do.
Yeah, now you do. But like for them to drop this and kind of be like, oh, this is free with your subscription, and just like one of those little freebies we get.
Yeah, like
it was very cool. I want to see more of this. And it was cool for Nintendo to kind of be like, we want in on the Battle Royale, but like obviously we don't have like the means on the Switch to make one like as much as it's like some of these guys do.
Here's Tetris
so here's fucking Tetris, and that's our Battle Royale, and it works so well. Like, what a cool like new spin on Battle Royale. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it can. I mean, it's basically just a 100-player versus game, but like they're taking it out of the shooter genre, putting it into the puzzle genre.
And just like even that visual of like when you just see all 99 people behind you and all their boards,
it's so cool.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Do you actually try to strategically attack someone who looks like they're doing shitty?
No, because I don't really know what to do.
I just look at the boards that are almost full, and it's like I'm gonna click on that guy, and then get this Tetris.
I think that's the fourth targeting priority is like almost full or like almost knocked out or something.
And you can
like
pick
that.
too, though. Like you can click on the person directly.
Can you?
Yeah, like if you tap the little box, it
What?
With a cursor on it.
What?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. That's how I do it.
Holy
I
shit.
just use a touchscreen I mean, you can use a stick to scroll over to them, but
Yeah.
I think it's easier to just tap.
It's so weird. I
But
never knew that.
But I get like enough to get like four bars cleared, and it's gonna do.
So that's
heavy
probably why I'm
damage.
getting attacked by like 9 people at once when like my bar is like halfway filled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, that makes so much sense. I never knew.
But like, is it better to attack those guys that are dying, or attack the guys that are doing good? I feel like you probably want to attack the guys that are
I have
dead.
it set to attackers always. Where it's like if you're attacking me, I'm attacking you back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've gotten like 1 KO.
It's a little attack.
All right, but we've also been playing some other games.
Well, one other game really. I mean, of course, we're always playing Apex. Apex kind of in a bit of constant rotation right now. Next week gets interesting when when Anthem drops. So I'm sure we'll have a lot more to say on that when that game drops. We'll have a few days with it. But this week's big game for us was Jump Force. Of course, the new fighting game from Shonen Jump, including 40 anime characters across many different animes and mangas.
Bunch of weeb stuff.
Bunch of that weeaboo fighter stuff.
It's a hentai fighting game.
It's a hentai original. Goku grows tentacles. It's horrifying. This game is very interesting to me. We both played the previous installment, J-Star's Victory Verse Plus, I believe it was called.
Yeah, and that
which,
game-
like, what a typical anime fighting game name.
Yeah,
Like, there's just like a million like words thrown at you.
Word generator. That game kind of sucked looking back.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was fun for what it was, where it was like this little anime mashup, but like, it was the first one we played, so it was cool. But this one really took it to that next level of the fighting mechanic is so spot on. Like, the fights are so satisfying. All the moves work. They're fluid. Even like the split screen where it's not split screen and the camera kind of changes focus on whoever's on the offensive.
Yeah, for local.
It works so well.
It's just a good fighting game. It's a good 3D fighting game.
Of course, the gameplay is top notch. I would say everything else is a little mediocre.
The graphics are great too.
The graphics are great, as far as when you're in the fights.
Yeah.
When you're in cutscenes, very subpar. Very like, they look nice, but they're not going to blow you away. I would say.
I think the graphics are great. The problem is the animations and the faces are terrible. It's like, imagine if in Kingdom Hearts, instead of having like Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, you had their in-park mascot versions where with the faces not moving at all.
That's a good way to put it. I like that.
And then it's kind of like even just looking at someone like Vegeta turn his head, it's like your head looks like it weighs so much because of the hair, and nothing is moving when you move. So like your gigantic head is just very still while it moves across like a room. It's so weird.
There's another thing that kind of was very jarring to me is just like, I understand they're all from different artists and they all have different like faces and, you know, they're drawn differently. But like some of the eyes on these characters are horrifying.
Yeah, like people like Deku from My Hero Academia, or a lot of the One Piece characters where they don't go for the traditional anime art style and their eyes aren't generic anime eyes.
Yeah.
They look awful.
Like some of the Hunter x Hunter characters, like Korpika is just like, what is going on? Like your eyes are like half of your face.
Yeah.
Like, it looks so jarring compared to like Trunks like next to you, you know what I mean?
But basically, the plot of the game, which is basically just all the anime bad guys are breaking into the real world.
This is another area that kind of annoyed me. It was like, I wasn't expecting to be blown away by the campaign. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't expecting, like, a rich cinematic story.
Shedding a
But,
tear
like,
at the end.
It feels like they just kind of threw together, like, an Avengers meets Kingdom Hearts storyline, where it's like, the way it starts is that you're just like a civilian in New York City, and Frieza attacks New York City, and you're like a casualty of it. And then Trunks and like this J-Stars robot bring you back to life, where you then become like an anime superstar, and they bring you back to the base, and it's like, we've assembled every Shonen Jump character to help. We call it the Jump Force, and we're gonna fight these evil creatures. And every creature inside of them lies this cube that controls how they feel inside, and you have to capture these cubes. It's like, those are just hearts. Those are just Kingdom Hearts. Like, you literally just made Avengers where you put all these the best heroes together with a Kingdom Hearts storyline. That's what you're giving me here.
The bad guys with the bad cubes are called Venoms, and when you defeat a Venom, their cube comes out. You release their cube.
It's like, it's literally just Kingdom Hearts.
my main thing is you meet him very early on. Basically the narrator for the game is this guy like Director Glover, and he looks like shit.
Yeah, he looks
he has
really
like
bad.
goofy Dexter's Laboratory.
Was he
like,
made for this
thick-rimmed
game?
Glasses. Yeah, he says that he's from the real world, just like you.
Oh, okay. It's another kind of weird.
I mean,
thing.
it's goofy and stupid, and I honestly laugh at how ugly it looks during the cutscenes. But
I appreciate everything they're going for.
Yeah.
Here.
But the thing about it is, mid-combat, the graphics themselves, like the textures, the environments are gorgeous. It's just when these characters are standing still, looking at each other and pretending to talk, it looks like shit. Mid-combat, it looks fantastic, and the combat is fantastic.
Have you seen, it's like a classic picture at this point, but it's like that picture of Mario where he's like, it's like really realistic and he has like those big eyes and it's like horrifying.
Yeah.
There was a solid meme going around on the Jump Force Reddit where it was like the nobody blank and then it was like Jump Force characters and it was just like that really like realistic Mario where it's just like really gross to look at. I was like, I don't like this.
Despite us making fun of it, it does play fantastically, and it looks like you're watching like an awesome it does actually look like an awesome anime battle. You're just watching when you're watching other people play it.
Yeah. I would kind of rate this as kind of a good bad game.
Yes.
I think it's very, like, some things work very well, other things don't. I would say if this game falls to, like, $40, pick it up. Maybe not $60. I don't think this game, I would guarantee, like, if $60, you're going to be super happy.
If you watch all these shows, I'm sure it is worth $60 to you.
Well, of course, that's, of course, your discretion. If you enjoy, like, if you're just buying this game for the fighting mechanics, you want to play split screen with your friends, you want to just enjoy the in-game fights, by all means, game is for you. Especially if you know the characters. That's icing on the cake. But if you're playing this game for, like, the story or the cinematics or anything like that, wait. It's not worth $60, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah. Okay, so that is all for what we've been playing. The list is a little light this week. Like I said, next week will get very interesting with Anthem and kind of one of the first big games of the year for us.
Yeah.
So
can't wait for that.
yeah, and then from then on, the floodgates open of Division and everything else that's coming. Days Gone is kind of soon too, I think.
Oof.
Isn't that weird? I feel like we should have heard more about that game. Like, maybe we shouldn't have heard more about it. I just feel like no one's talking about it.
Their marketing pushes were kind of weird for it.
Yeah.
It was really put in the spotlight.
I feel like that game, they're banking on, like, word of mouth.
Yes.
Like, they're banking on streamers playing it, people to be like, oh, what's this game? Oh, they're kind of like a Last of Us effect, where Last of Us kind of came out, the PS3, because a lot of people bought PS3s for Last of Us, myself included. That's what made me jump to PlayStation from Xbox. And it was one of those things about like, oh, I heard this game was playing very well. I'm very excited for it. I'm watching my friends play it. My friends are having a good time. They're playing multiplayer, which I didn't know was in the game. Like, I feel like they're banking on that word of mouth of like, oh, this is a great story. This is a great game.
I just hope it's not like 100-hour game. I don't really like. I need to.
Yeah, like we don't know how long.
I'm strained at single player games. If they're too long, I can't do it.
You say that, but then you play Kingdom Hearts, where Kingdom Hearts 2 was like 80 hours.
Yeah, well, it's Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, like you
can
if you want to. All right, so let's get into a bit of news. I like it. First off, of course, half the news stories right now are from the Nintendo Direct, which happened. You looked like you had something to say.
No, I was going over my notes too. It
so,
finally happened.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say while we are reading along all the announcements, if you have not seen the Direct, you can go over to Bulldog Gaming on YouTube or on Twitch. It's up as a previously recorded, and you can watch along with Brian for Brian's stream where he watched along to the Direct, had some big reactions. It was a good time all around. So that's
up. A lot of Fire Emblem.
Yeah, so you could find that up on our YouTube and our Twitch if you're interested in that. But let's talk about some of the news. Brian, you wanna give it to us? You wanna
right,
give it to us good?
The big mamma jamma, fucking Super Mario Maker 2 finally got announced. They immediately showed off that they added slopes, something that I didn't know wasn't in the game because I didn't own the first game. But yeah, that just so hyped on the game. They showed it off. They showed off they added slopes. They added a strange 2D version of the Mario 3D Land game. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, it was like 3D World.
Yeah. Which, honestly, I feel like they could have honestly just let you make that. Those worlds weren't anything crazy, but that's a topic for another day. Yeah, so they showed off that. a lot of rumors is that they're implying, like, people think they're gonna have multiplayer because on the cover that shows Mario and Luigi in those like construction outfits, and apparently there was something on the screen showing like picking different characters or something to start as, or I don't even know.
Yeah, which would be very cool. You know what I mean?
No.
Also, don't forget Mario 2. We got the sun, baby.
But we don't get the style, I don't think. I think they just had the sun. Wasn't the sun in 3? Also?
Maybe.
I want them to add Mario 2. I liked Mario 2. I was very confused as to why it wasn't in the game, but since it's technically not a Mario game, there might be licensing problems.
Yeah, it might get very weird like that. But 3D World, hype for that. Hype for slopes.
Never would have expected that.
I hope there's going to be some sort of ability that lets, or where maybe they bring over some of the best Wii U maps or something like that.
Yeah, if they could keep the servers intact from the first, I don't think they're going to, honestly, because it's a different game. But yeah, my thing the only thing I really have left to hope for in this game is let me somehow make Mario 3D World maps. Doubt it.
Yeah,
highly doubt it.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what this is going to be. This is going to be as close as we're going to get to 3D World. It's that art style. That's what they're going to give you.
What do you think the Amiibo support's going to look like? The same, or do you think they'll maybe extend it to, like, another game's art style?
I think the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would take a lot, for sure, to put it in the 3D styles, but, like, Mario... Yeah, and I guess that these characters never really had, like, Mario World or Mario 3-esque, like, pixel styles.
I will say, I am loving that this seems to be the year as... Oh, God, you just... Oh, God, you water all over yourself. I will say I love that this year is kind of getting a resurgence of these like create, play, share games.
Yeah, we got this. We got Dreams coming.
Yeah, like these are the type of games I look forward to as far as like streaming, and one of the reasons I'm happy that like I'm back into streaming as far as like what we do, because like I am so excited to just go download levels and have some streams or have people in our chat like be like, oh, play my level or something like that, and we go play people's levels. We create levels for each other to play, like all that. Like I'm so excited for this stuff, dude. These are gonna be so much fun to stream.
Do you think I didn't play too much of the Wii U one because that console's stupid.
One of the few games I bought on Wii U.
Did they let you make, like, you know how it was like, oh, World 1-1, then World 1-2? Could you make 1-2 and 1-3 and, like, make a whole stage, or was it just one-offs?
I'll be honest, man, I couldn't tell you.
I hope that
I played the game for a few days, and then I kind of was off to the next thing, but I enjoyed my time with it.
I hope you can make a whole stage. Did you see the thing people were hyped about with the starting point?
No.
In Mario Maker, the starting point was always just, like, the platform, and then it cut off. And then it started a new long platform for the section you can edit. But now in this one, there's no, like, cut down the middle.
Ooh.
And for some reason, that was just a thing in the last game. It's kind of made the maps look ugly, and like, right out the gate. It's like, why? Like, my map is straight away the whole time. Why is it just, like, a cut?
I will never forget the strangest map I ever played. Was you went like it was a normal Mario map, like it looked like a normal World 1-1, and you went down this pipe, and then it was just like one of those like rides where you kind of just stayed on the platform for the entire thing, and it was just the entire John Cena theme with like a picture of like it said like you can't see me, like his logo and shit. It was like boo boo doo, boo. I was just like, this is the magic of this game.
There was
like,
a map someone made that I saw. It was the underwater level, and what you had to do is you had to tap A to follow the music. All you had to do was tap A, but you had to do it perfectly, otherwise you die.
That's pretty cool.
And it looked frustrating as hell.
That sounds like the only time I'd ever enjoy a water level.
I'm hoping that you can play as other characters, and like how Mario World has Luigi, and then the 3D games have all the Toads and Peach and whatnot. Like, let us play as them at least in the other art styles. But also what I'm really hoping for is I wish this game would rip off Ultimate Chicken Horse and give me like a versus style like race kind of thing.
Yeah, like give us some like preset like stages, and then we can kind of place all these little traps or like choose where to place some enemies, like a cluster of Goombas or something like that.
That'd be so great.
Yeah, or like every once in a while like a Bowser pops up and you get to just put Bowser somewhere. He's like jumping on you and shit.
Yeah.
Give me that. You know what I mean? That would be so cool.
I mean, if they have two player, you can kind of force that to happen. It would just result in you having to go back to the edit screen constantly.
Yeah, it'd be annoying. I wouldn't want to do it like that.
But yeah, super jazzed on that game.
Of course.
We got you want to talk about the next one?
Yeah, I guess so. Next up we had, of course, another big announcement. Of course, Mario Maker opened the show.
Mm-hmm.
The big closer, Link's Awakening remake announced for Switch. Love the art style of this.
I love how it has a new art style, because you always think Mario's art style always just evolved with the times. Somehow the Zelda franchise is able to continuously change the look, and it's not
Yeah,
weird.
like they always kind of go from this realistic to this cartoony, and like it works.
And then Breath of the Wild was the combination somehow.
Yeah.
And like you barely ever look at Link and you're like, that doesn't look right. But we're at the point with
like,
Mario
it always works.
that if you somehow did that, it wouldn't look right at all.
If they put Mario as like a Jump Force character. When they put him in New York City and it was very jarring on its own.
New Dunk City.
New Dunk City. My apologies. So I love it. The art style reminds me, it almost looks like what I saw in the Pokemon remakes, combined with almost like a Yoshi kind of style, where it almost had this kind of little stop motion-y bit like art style to it, which I really like enjoyed.
The new design for Link looks very much like Baby Mario and Luigi to me.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Like
I get
cute,
something like that.
the eyes are just like beady.
It's adorable.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because it's like, how do you really, like, there are people out there who are like genuinely mad that it's not Breath of the Wild style.
Why
And
would
it's like, I don't understand how that would have worked for this game. Like, Breath of the Wild is Breath of the Wild.
I don't think they're ever gonna remake one of these 2D games in a 3D style.
No.
Like where it's like an open thing.
I mean, like, Link's Awakening is like roughly like a 15-hour game. Like, it works for that art style. You know what I mean?
I just don't know why you're opposed to playing it, because especially that game, where I believe that game was more puzzle based than combat based. Like, why would I want to run around in a 3D space to do these puzzles that require you to look overhead?
Yeah.
It's not meant for that.
Yeah, it's a very strange thing. Also, I feel like Nintendo just nailed it. Like, they understand what it means to like get people excited and to have that moment where people freak out, because they know, it's almost like they're smart enough to know about, like, this is going to make reaction videos, which are going to get clicks, which are going to get more people talking about this, which is because it's like the way it had that perfect opening with like the water and everybody being like, what is this, what's going on here, and then you see the boat and everybody starts freaking. And then you see Link's like arm, and everybody's like, "Oh fuck, this is happening."
Yeah, it was like an animated version of like I think it was like the box art.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be
the intro, the Game Boy intro.
Yeah,
and then like, as everybody knows what it is at this point, but then when it focuses in and Link's like passed out, you just see that big egg right there on that volcano.
And that's not
the windfish.
Yeah, the windfish. I played that game so long ago.
I should have known there was. I have a theory where they were hinting at this because the windfish was one of the most powerful spirits I had in Smash. I think they were hinting at something.
See, this is exciting and all, but my biggest thing is, are all the Zelda games, most of the Zelda games on the table for remakes at this point? Will I ever get my Ocarina of Time non-3DS remake?
Not before I get my Oracle of Seasons, which is like one of the only Zelda games I ever really played through.
Yeah,
that game was great.
Give us the combination.
Yeah.
Do
both in the same.
On the same cartridge.
But you know what they're going to do? They're going to do it like Pokemon Eevee and Pikachu. Where it's like not the same. Like put them out at the same time, but they're different.
They could.
Damn, son, you're a mess today.
I'm a mess today. For those games, I can imagine both being for $60 because I don't know, Pokemon's just always had the tradition of putting out the two games. Word vomit. If they put out both separately, $60, no, I don't think many people are going to do that.
No, but I feel like it's going to be kind of like they do with Pokemon, where it's like one or the other. Where you're going to buy one or the other. You know what I mean? Like you're either going to buy Seasons or you're going to buy, what was the other one? Ages?
Ages.
Yeah.
Well, they're both are like different games, and then you got to beat them both and get to the secret
the
boss.
Game Boy, they came out at the same time. It was like a blue, yellow, red kind of deal.
But the thing is with this one,
it's just blue and red. Yellow came out differently.
I feel like they would have to be on the same cartridge to be able to activate the secret boss in this one. Because if you like beat them both, you can like do something with the link cable to get to the area to do the secret boss.
I mean, the Switch has memory. It can realize that you have memory in that game.
Yeah, but the Switch isn't very smart at the same time.
I don't know. It could definitely handle it. If the Game Boy could handle that, so the Switch can handle that.
You needed two Game Boys, actually. Maybe get another Switch.
But here's my issue is that, Nintendo, you're coming out the door with these remakes. You're making the good shit. You're getting everybody hyped. Where the fuck's my Mario Baseball? You're sitting here, you're coming out the gate with your Mario Aces last year. This big fucking hit. Where's Mario Sluggers?
Mario
Where's
Tennis-
my Mario Baseball?
Mario Tennis was always my least favorite of the sports games, honestly.
Yeah, you run around, you hit an A, you're doing all your special
I
moves.
never played
Where's
this-
fucking Donkey Kong with his boxing glove just fucking punching balls out of state? You know what I'm saying?
See, I never
That's
played-
what the people are asking for.
I never played the soccer games
I'm
either,
I'm a
though.
man of the people. This is what we're here for. This is what I'm asking for. Give me what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. What are you doing? Fucking Reggie, fight me. Like, let's get this going.
Especially because we got a shitty Mario Tennis, and then this one it came and went really quick.
Yeah.
Like-
I mean, the sports games, that's kind of what they do. You know what I mean?
For real, baseball was the best one.
Yeah. Baseball is the best.
Even Mario-
Only challenged by Mario Strikers.
Never
A
played it.
fantastic game. Nobody ever played it because we started playing it and then I destroyed everybody in it. Nobody ever wanted to play anymore. We played it for like one night. I demolished everyone. They were like, "This game's not fun." But I swear to God, if they announced Nintendo like Mario Golf next, I'm out of here.
Oh,
Selling my Switch.
Mario
not,
Golf.
Not really doing that.
Mario Golf is absolutely the next one.
It's trash. We want Mario
It's a fucking
Baseball.
golf
We want Mario Strikers. Fuck, give me a Mario Sports collection.
Because the thing is, like, Mario Tennis, shitty tennis game. Mario Golf, shitty golf game. Something about Mario Baseball plays so much differently than, like, say, MLB The Show. Like,
Oh, yeah.
It just...
It plays kind of like backyard baseball,
Yeah.
and it rules.
Hell
Like
yeah.
we need more of that in our lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Give me Mario football.
Yes.
Fuck it. That never existed, but give me that.
Mario Rugby. I'm waiting for...
Mario Gridiron.
I'm waiting for Mario Highlight to come out.
Okay, so the next game announced was from Platinum Games, Astral Chain. Game looks very interesting. Of course, they acted like this was the last announcement. We were very confused. We were like, well, a lot of anime-looking games in this direct, which is fine. This direct was fine because it was there was something for everybody.
Yeah.
There was Mario Maker, Link's Awakening. There was Tetris. There was a few of these different anime-style games.
Emblem.
Demon Machina, Astral Chain. A few of these games.
Yoshi's Crappy World.
Was that like Rune Force or some shit I'd never heard of?
RuneScape.
RuneScape. Well, I said I'm like, if I haven't played RuneScape, I've only played RuneScape. Well, I understand Rune Force 5. There was something for everybody. Fucking Dead by Daylight, if you want that on your Switch, if you don't own anything else to play that on. Because that's probably the worst place to play that. Hellblade. Fucking
Dude,
Hellblade. Like,
we would
what?
ruin fools on the Switch and Dead by Daylight.
I'd probably just keep face camping like they always do.
I don't think they'd be smart enough to do it.
But like that was interesting to me, Hellblade, because that's a studio owned by Microsoft now. Microsoft bought that studio.
Yeah, they don't own that game.
Yeah, I think that game already was being made for Switch, and they're allowing it. Also, Xbox and Nintendo playing nice. You know what I mean? But
Well, when you quickly fall to third place, you gotta try to get on someone's team.
now, what's interesting to me about Astral Chain is that this game, of course, like just announced, and like they're coming this year. That seems to be Nintendo's MO about like everything they announce is coming like this year or in the next few months.
Yeah.
With the rare exception of like, you know, early in Switch days when it was like Metroid Prime 4's in development, Pokemon's in development, where they were trying to get people on board. What's interesting to me is that like last year we got this Bayonetta 3 announcement from Platinum Games. No word on that. No idea where that's been, and now they announced Astral Chain.
I think that was because that was something of note that they could announce. Because I think that was Nintendo being like, do they own Platinum Games now?
Who?
Nintendo.
I don't think so. I think they're just working with them.
Because now Astral Chain
like in bed with each other.
They own Bayonetta though, and they own Astral Chain is
Maybe
exclusive.
they do.
No, but that was their thing. That like,
But the thing is that
Bayonetta
like,
3 is a Switch exclusive.
yeah, well I know that, but like they announced this game Astral Chain, and then the day after the director of that was there for Bayonetta 2 left Platinum Games after like mad years, and it's like is Bayonetta 3 okay? Like is it in that Metroid 4 like section of like where is this game?
I thought I heard that he didn't do much work on that. He wasn't really working on Bayonetta 3. So
I hope not, because I mean that's not really a great sign.
Yeah.
When like you announce this game that was previously not announced before the game you announced last year, and it's coming out more soon, and then the director leaves.
Well, like
kind of weird.
Mentioned on Kind of Funny Games Daily, he worked on Star Fox Zero, so is this really a bad thing?
Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, I don't think that Star Fox racing game was real.
I don't think it was real because of what we saw from Starlink in the direct of the spaceship racing.
Yeah, it seems like maybe that they thought that was something.
Someone definitely saw that in its early phase and said, Star Fox Racing!
Another thing that was very interesting, speaking of Kind of Funny Games Daily, Imran Khan, who we've mentioned on the show, he did Games Daily Thursday, right before the direct. Tim kind of asked him, because he gets a lot of sources, and he was like, I've had enough sources on this where I can kind of almost confirm that it's a real thing. He's like, but Nintendo is planning on or they're working on bringing back a game that everyone considered dead. And he was like, I've even seen articles come out quoting him from that episode of the show, where he says a game that was long dead from Nintendo, they're working on a new one.
I remember
that's
that
crazy.
comment.
Yeah,
but
I've seen articles posted taking that quote.
Has anyone talked about what they think that might be?
No,
it's definitely not Link's Awakening, because that's
Dude,
not that's
F-Zero. Give me some fucking F-Zero.
But do we think F-Zero's dead?
When the last one came out, GameCube.
I guess that's true, but
Captain Falcon's only been in Smash for ages.
Hey man, this is.
I don't think he meant Link's Awakening, because
this is how we get our Conker's Bad Fur Day 2.
Hey man,
even though it's owned by Rare.
Man, what other Nintendo games have been dead that realistically could come back? We're not gonna get a Rare game. We're not gonna get Diddy Kong Racing or some shit like that. Maybe they're fucking doing Donkey Kong Racing. That was the canceled GameCube game. Who knows?
I'm convinced that one day Rare will work with Nintendo again.
Maybe they're making Agent by Rockstar Games that was announced for PS3 and then never came out. Who knows?
We need to do investigating on Reddit and see what people are speculating.
That is something we are going to stick around for. We're going to be investigating that. I'm going to be like Charlie in It's Always Sunny, where he's 800 things on the wall.
Yeah.
For what was the guy's name?
Pepe Sylvia.
Pepe Sylvia. Yeah. We're going to be doing one of those. Yeah, we've strayed so far from Astral Chain, but had to be said.
All right, Astral Chain is a game where it looks like you play as one or two police officers, and you have some sort of weird dog, and I don't know what the hell's going on, but it looks like an action RPG. A lot of spam this, what is it on Nintendo? The X button? I don't even know what their buttons are. Spam the attack button, spam another heavy attack button, just do weird special moves, and not really sure what the story's about, but looked pretty, looked fun. Weird to see an anime game where you play as police officers. I feel like that is that's new. That's a new aesthetic. I'm about it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely gonna be interesting
for a new IP that we didn't see that we saw a cool amount of. We didn't really see enough to be what's the story here?
And they made it seem like a big deal.
Yeah,
obviously they kind of threw it in as a kind of a fake out of acting like that was the last thing. Yeah, but it was still a game that they used as a last thing because it is kind of a big deal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So now we'll move on, getting away from the Nintendo news. Crackdown 3 and its awful, awful reviews.
Now, you're a Game Pass owner, right? Are you going to try this?
No, not at all. I have no interest.
You respect your time.
Yeah. No, not at all. Give me 1 second. I want to pull up the Reset Era list of Crackdown 3 ratings. Let me see if I can pull this up.
For anyone that doesn't know what Crackdown 3 is, I played Crackdown 1 for 5 minutes, so I'm not the guy to answer that question. Isn't it very similar to how Saints Row 4 was? You go around, beat 'em up kind of thing. You can jump really high, you have superpower type things. There's orbs to collect.
As far as I know, yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm still fill the time for me while I find the Crackdown 3 review thread.
Let me almost sneeze. All right, well, go back on the. I'll talk about the Direct a little bit more. They announced that the Fire Emblem got delayed to July. Upsetting for Fire Emblem fans. I never played one. They don't look like something they're a turn-based strategy game, kind of like XCOM or easier to understand Mario Rabbids. I was never into those kinds of games.
All right, we're in, boys.
All right,
boys and girls.
Back to Crackdown 3 and its Garbo
Crackdown 3. Let's scroll down the list here. We got Easy Allies 5.5 out of 10, Giant Bomb 2 out of 5, Game Informer 6 out of 10, PC Gamer 6 out of 10, PC World 2.5 out of 5, Variety 7 out of 10, Critical Hit 7 out of 10, Trusted Reviews 3 out of 5. Dare I continue? Metro 4 out of 10, US Gamer 3 out of 5.
Those 7 out of 10s are literally them feeling bad for this game because
giving it a little,
because there's
Big Money to Infinite 3.5 out of 5.
I know IGN gave the game a 5 and its multiplayer a 4 out of 10.
That's interesting. I did like, just for IGN's. I did like the way Easy Allies, because they were on top, I read their little synopsis. It says, a lot of time in the oven, Crackdown 3 comes out half-baked. World isn't much to look at, and unless you're really hungry for a co-op action game, have Game Pass, or miss the series terribly, there are much more impressive recent entries in the genre. I agree.
Yep.
This is, I heard a great question raised over on Games Daily, where somebody asked, like, you know, this game, Crackdown 3 and Scalebound, were both announced at the same E3. Why was Scalebound canceled, but this game continued to receive development throughout all its delays, continued to receive all this time to develop a half-baked product?
I don't know.
I don't know if we'll ever know the answer.
Scalebound looked fun.
It did.
Was that the game where the dude was like wearing headphones and there was like dragons and shit?
Yeah.
I remember I saw that and I was like, that was fucking awesome. And then for a while, I, for some reason, got that confused with Horizon.
Yeah.
But like,
well, they were announced the same year, I believe.
It was like dragons and the dude was like wearing like modern clothes, like listening to music, and it's like, what the fuck is this cool looking? It was probably gonna be a cool action RPG.
It was,
and then
it was canceled in early 2017, and you know, Crackdown continued to miss these delays. I think we were all. This is what everybody like expected this game was gonna be. Nobody was expecting this to be great
from the get-go.
There were so many problems. There were so many like resetting developments. There were so many setbacks. And like I thought it was a great question raised about Scalebound. The closest thing that they could think of was because Crackdown 3 was promoted as using like how much of it was integrated with like the Windows cloud.
But was
and they felt like if they canceled this game, it would have reflected on their product, or they didn't want to do that.
Well, wasn't that not even announced when the game came out or Scalebound was canceled? That was like a year or two ago.
I don't know, man, but like it's just like. Maybe it was just a call on Xbox's part where they thought Crackdown would be the big seller.
There's no way that Microsoft put this game out thinking it was going to do well.
Maybe initially they did. I mean, initially when a game gets pitched and gets a green light, they think it's going to do well. It just hit so many stumbles along the way that it just they had to. It was either do or die, and Microsoft is so barren on games and with their product because there was no Game Pass at this time. There was none of this stuff going on with them. They needed this, you know what I mean? And now I'm glad it's out because now we're over this hump.
Yes.
I finally don't have to hear about Crackdown 3 anymore. I don't have to sit through that 2-minute trailer every E3. We're over it. It's happened. I'm sorry to the fans of the franchise that it's not the game we all wanted. Let's move on.
Let me ask
you know
this,
what I mean?
Though. When they showed when Terry Crews hyped it at E3, he wasn't in the game at that point.
No.
Then they shoehorned. I think they made it so you now choose a character instead of having a defined character for the game.
Yep.
So like a year and a half, 2 years ago, they completely retooled the game just because people wanted Terry Crews, and I'm sure it was. Who knows what the performance was like? I'm sure it was mediocre at best. And I bet the shtick got old in a maybe like 15 to 20 hour game. I bet the shtick got old.
It's a game that I think doesn't work in this day and age, where it was. Like, really good in that 360 era.
Yep.
If it was like a run and gun, like a looter shooter in a way, where it's all about the destruction and run around this open world, kind of like some of these games of that era, like Prototype and like stuff like that, where it's just this big open sandbox world you run around.
4.
Yeah, and I don't think many of those games work anymore. We're kind of past that genre right now. It's not really a thriving genre.
That genre needs like a rework to like evolve.
And I think this game was a little past its time. Like I said, I'm glad we're just over the hump. I'm glad nobody was expecting this game to be good, and I'm just glad I don't have to hear about it anymore. You know what I mean? It was always the past 2 E3s. It would be like, here comes Crackdown. Time to talk about this for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Move on. Xbox has some solid things in the pipeline. I think this is the end of this guard. The end of this era of Xbox is this Crackdown 3 going out without a whimper.
I'm confident in the studios underneath Microsoft that they bought, but I'm not confident in Microsoft. In the slightest.
I am. I think they'll be fine. I think they're honestly going to kill it next generation. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people.
I hope so, because they honestly betrayed their Xbox One early adopters.
Well, it was they like I said, man, they came in with the wrong idea. They were under the impression that consoles were on the way out, which a lot of people thought at that time. And they tried to make an entertainment device as opposed to a gaming device, and it backfired on them horribly.
Yeah.
And they couldn't recover this generation. They lost this generation before it began. They had the problems with all the, I forgot what it's called, like when it's online all the time, and they were looking at more of a diskless system, which is it was ahead of its time because where are we now? Now we're all digital.
I've bought one CD for my PlayStation, and the other 2 came with my VR headset.
They were ahead of their time. GameStop is a dying company. They couldn't even sell their company. Like, they literally tried to sell it, and they couldn't.
Yeah.
Like, they're on the way out. physical media is on the way out, I think, as far as gaming. And it's always going to exist to some point. There's still going to be your collector's editions, but I think it's going the way of music.
I think things like limited run games are going to get a lot more popular.
Yes.
Like, that's a
Absolutely.
good company to... that company's going to be, in like 10 years, when there are no disc games, but you can still get them through them and them only. That's going to be a big...
Oh, yeah. But yeah, no, I think gaming is following in the way of music. Digital distribution, streaming services, I think that's where we're headed. And I don't know how long it's going to take to get there, but I think Xbox was just a little too ahead of its time, where people were not ready to accept it yet.
I mean, I hope Xbox starts doing well, because they own fucking Rare, and that's one of my favorite studios, and I just feel like besides Sea of Thieves, nothing's happened.
Yeah, I mean, Sea of Thieves is kind of their bread and butter right now. You know what I mean? Like, they know where their money's at. You played that game kind of recently.
Yeah, it was a shit show. It was good, but I was playing like end game high level.
Yeah.
Like high tier shit.
Yeah.
What confuses me is that's their bread and butter, but that game has no way of continuing to make money. There's no microtransactions as far as I saw. So like, the game is out. People with Game Pass have it too, and like, is it still flying off the shelves? Or
Game Pass.
But is that giving them a I wish we knew what people made from Game Pass, because how are they...
They've definitely seen a resurgence, because right before Apex came out, there was a big surge of streamers playing it.
But what I want to know is how do they continue to make money to add these new big updates they keep adding? Like, is that going to be able to...
Microsoft throwing the money. You know what I mean? But like I said, it went through a big resurgence with a lot of streamers playing that game. That game was beating Fortnite in streams right before Apex came out. A lot of people don't remember that, because we're already on to the next thing.
Maybe the weekend I played was when new stuff came out. Maybe that's why.
Maybe. I'm trying to remember his name. I'm completely blanking on his name right now. He's one of like the biggest streamers.
Back on the Rare conversation, here's a little off-topic question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think that Microsoft would ever put Rare Replay on the Switch?
Yes, absolutely.
My thing is, like, I bet that they go months without someone buying that game at this point. It was free for a while. It started at $30. I'm sure it went on sale a lot. Who's buying that game anymore? Put it on... Almost all those games are N64 games. Put them on the Switch. People will buy that shit. I'll buy that shit instantly. Yeah, you looking up, I
don't know why. I'm blanking on this guy's name right now. He's like the fucking streamer... I've seen a million times. He's the dude who wears that hat. He's the former CSGO pro player. I can't remember his name for the life of me. Summit 1G. Mm-hmm. Summit 1G was along with all of these guys. He actually was one of the guys to help popularize Battle Royales. He's a former pro esports player. And, you know, he was one of these H1Z1, PUBG, Fortnite guys. But he was fucking sick of it. He was... getting tired of playing. He was getting tired of playing all these games, and fucking he was getting toxic all the time. He felt like he couldn't not play these games because he saw such a dip in his viewer count. Because that's what happens. A lot of these guys get big on Fortnite, and then they have to play Fortnite because it becomes their way of life. Their primary income is Twitch, and if they start playing, you know, Barbie Horse Adventure, like like nobody's tuning in. You know what I mean? Like they have to play Fortnite.
I would love to watch the doc play Barbie's Horse Adventure.
Oh, it'd be great. But what happened was Shroud took a little break. He came back and decided that he didn't care anymore, and he was going to play the games he wanted to play that made him happy. And he started playing Sea of Thieves, and it caught on. Slowly but surely, everyone started watching him play Sea of Thieves because it was entertaining, because he was having fun, and it was more exciting to watch him play a game he was enjoying playing than watching him get toxic as fucking Fortnite. And then the Doc started playing. And Doc... Shout out to Doc for having like the best production of a Twitch streamer. Of course, in Fortnite, when he had the little tower that he would hide in, it was like a built tower, and it was just like his head in the tower while he's playing. So and he would get like shot at occasionally. He was like in a cannon.
Wait, like a GIF would be on the screen too, if someone shooting at him.
It was like an effect of like his tower getting shot.
That's funny.
And then like he would be playing Sea of Thieves, and like his head would be in a cannon, and like the cannon was moving, and he's like playing the game. Like that's amazing.
Oh, the cannon wasn't just stuck at that 45-degree angle.
I think occasionally it would move.
That's so fun.
Yeah, but like it caught on, and it like Apex kind of took some of the wind out of its sails. Haha.
But these people on Twitch do like Battle Royale, but they want to. And I'm sure they're having fun with Apex too.
Of course, but I think Apex kind of brought back a resurgence.
See, my thing is, I play Apex, I play Fortnite. I don't really want to watch people play those games. That's why I don't watch a lot of these big guys on Twitch because they are playing the same games. Like, I want to see people start fucking with those weird early access Steam games that always try to take a weird risk, and they honestly never really pan out. Like, you were playing that weird, like, Island...
SOS?
Yeah. Was it the one where it was, like, the game show?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you were playing that. It's like, I want to see people play those weird-ass games.
Yeah, but they have to stick to what makes them money.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like the concept of Battle Royale because it's like, it's
easy.
easy to hop in and out of because every match tells a story. Like, it's almost like different episodes of a show. Or like one episode, it's like, okay, we're dropping here, we're doing this. This is the story, you know, we have our whole squads here. Then the next game, one of your guys dies early. You're in a chaotic fight where, depending on where you drop. Like, it changes.
If I was ever a guy who has to stream like 8 hours a day on playing Fortnite, I feel like at a point I would just be like, hey, these 2 or 3 days of the week for 2 or 3 hours, I'm gonna not be playing this game. I'm gonna try this other shit.
Yeah, but you'd be taking money out of your pocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you gotta. If you want people to want to watch you play those games, you gotta give them the reason too.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's risk reward.
Yeah, it's a risk.
Okay, so getting back to a bit of the news, we have the Activision layoffs following their record earnings. Once again, just super prepared on this show. Definitely have all the notes right in front of me about all the statistics about what's going on here. So we got the Polygon article by Michael Futter, and it says, on Tuesday afternoon, Activision Blizzard told approximately 800 employees they were being laid off. The company comprised Call of Duty publisher Activision, WoW and Overwatch developer Blizzard, Candy Crush maker King Digital, Major League Gaming, much more. Did not have a bad year. In fact, it achieved record results in 2018. They made $7.5 billion in sales, $1.8 billion in profits last year, but in the eyes of management, success was not enough to keep the entire company employed. So 800 employees out of work. Just a recipe for cognitive dissonance, created cerebral friction that caused spark and forest fire. I don't know what the fuck that means. But basically it's like, all that's coming of this is more people are being woke to the fact of, like, game developers need to be unionized. This is not right.
Well, even, like, just to the, I'm talking about the employees for a second. When this was happening, I was on Twitter, and I think that this is going to hurt their image a lot more than people realize, because a lot of these people that seem to be laying off were a lot of community managers.
Yeah.
I was seeing a lot of community managers getting shared and tweeted, and, like, those are people that work at these companies that directly talk to your your fan bases, and people actually become friends and love these people. Mm-hmm. Like, people love their community managers for their games. And, like, all these people got laid off. And, like, some people were saying 15 years. I was seeing one community manager saying, like, oh, I wanted to retire here. And it's like, people are going to hate you for this.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, I understand, like, there's probably some leftover Bungie people that are probably sitting around doing nothing. Yeah, that sucks. You got to let them go. I'm sure that there were plenty of people that for the company to make sense probably had to let go, but, like, maybe use these people in, like, new areas. I don't know, make another game and put these people there.
Right?
Like,
well, that makes sense.
Just, I don't know, you made almost $8 billion. I understand that you got to condense some people if it doesn't make sense, but also, what, you really just want this money to sit there? Do something with it. You can try to make an entire new franchise and barely dent that $8 billion.
Mm-hmm. Like, I think it just comes down to, you know, rich keep getting richer. It's a corporation.
Yeah.
And it kind of seems like they're going the way of kind of like how EA, the public perception, is like this faceless corporation. Like, it seems like Activision's kind of just keeping head towards that.
Absolutely.
And I worry about publishers like Blizzard. I mean, developers like Blizzard, who always were known for their great, like, service games like World of Warcraft and Overwatch. And they're
even Overwatch has stopped getting updates pretty often, like,
because it's I mean, it came out almost 3 years ago at this point.
And
we got like a new map in Ash last year. Like, that was the highlight.
Was there? Did we get another character besides Ash? Oh, we got Hammond last year too.
We got Hammond.
We got Hammond, Ash, and a new map.
Like Busan, like that was it. And it's just like your holiday events are the same things over and over again. It's like nothing new happens in this game, and people are kind of over it. Like, Overwatch League just came back, and I'm kind of like, do I care? Like, I cared last year. I don't know if I care anymore.
They should have launched their game. Like, I don't know. I think they should have somehow made the Overwatch League happen sooner.
I mean, it's always going to have their fans. Don't get me wrong. That game always has its hardcore community. all Blizzard games do.
I don't know what maybe I think once we get the new consoles, that community is going to dwindle because I doubt they're going to port Overwatch to PS5 and Xbox 2.
I think everything's going to be backwards compatible.
Well, let's hope
I
so.
feel like in this day and age, there's no way in hell my PS5 is not going to be able to play my PS4 games. You can't do that in this day and age where you make your consoles and all those games you bought over the past 4 years obsolete.
Man, I hope so.
Yeah, I feel like there's no way it's going to happen.
Yeah, it sucks what happened at the Activision and Blizzard. I know a lot of them got severance, but I know a lot of them I think did not.
Yeah,
I think like the Blizzard employees got like job aid and maybe
it's not enough. There needs to be unions. It needs to happen. It's honestly bullshit that it hasn't happened at this point. You know what I mean? It's not right. All right. And I guess to move on to the final bit of news here for the week, Sony puts its big old foot in its mouth when it comes to crossplay.
Oh my god, this was a disaster.
Sure was. In an interview with Game Informer, Sean Layden, head of Sony's worldwide studios, admitted that the issues of crossplay became very, very big very quickly, and fans pressed the company to change its policy to be similar to Microsoft's and Nintendo's. The whole concept of crossplay, or the movement behind it, whatever you want to call it, got really big in our rearview mirror super fast. There's something back there, and things are closer than they appear, and it was. I think we learned from feedback from our fans that it was important, and it wasn't just important to a vocal minority. Though, if you look at the numbers of the actual crossplay population, that Venn diagram isn't too big.
That's him being a dick right there.
Even the fans who weren't personally going to participate in a crossplay activity event across different hardware pieces just felt like it was kind of tone deaf of PlayStation. They did eventually enable it for Rocket League and Fortnite. The general perception amongst fans is that Sony is picking and choosing what games a developer should get the feature. According to Layden, this is not true. People keep saying, why doesn't Sony allow more people to have it? We're open for business on this one. All it takes is for publishers and developers who wish for permission.
Simply ask for it.
Yeah. Just work with your PlayStation account manager. They will walk you through the steps that we've learned through our partners with Epic on how this works. It's open for business. And then following this, like almost immediately right after, the CEO of Chucklefish, who just published Wargroove, spoke with their experience of asking Sony. I believe this was on Reset Era. He wrote, "We've made many requests for crossplay, both through our account manager and directly with higher-ups, all the way up until release month. We were told in no uncertain terms that it was not going to happen. From our side, we can literally toggle a switch," which is funny because I think Sean Layden said like it's not as easy as flipping a switch. Mm-hmm. And now he's saying we can literally toggle a switch and have it working. Of course, policy work might be more complicated for Sony. Just wanted to provide some balance on the issues and say that it certainly isn't a question of developers having not contacted their account managers or having dropped the ball. We were told no.
Yeah,
so, like... Come on, dude. Like, you have to have known this was going to backfire on you saying that.
Does he know that people are still being told no?
Like, and that's another question. Because I'm sure him being the head, he's got a lot of, lot of buns in the oven, a lot of eggs in the basket. He can't juggle all this.
Your boy's spinning a lot of them plates.
Yeah, there's no way he can handle everything at once. That might be the policy he set in motion, whereas maybe you have some account managers who are busy handling a million things. They're being told a couple different things in different directions, and they're saying, like, sorry, guys, it's not going to happen. But as Sean Layden, you need to be more in tune with what's going on with everything in the inner workings before you come out with a quote like that.
Also, don't while you're talking about how much people are loving that you're starting to add crossplay and how people want it, don't squeeze in there, oh, well, not a lot of people actually use it. It's like... I'm not going to use it all the time, but I've used it.
Yeah.
Almost everyone's probably used it, but we have...
Fortnite players are definitely using it. Rocket players are definitely using it.
Yeah, like, it's just not a thing that I'm going to do every single day.
Yeah.
Like
if the thing is, it always comes to games after they've been out for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, if it was an Apex right now,
if we had
you bet your ass I'm using that.
Also, if we had crossplay since the 360 PS3 days, we would be using it every single day. The only thing is, like, Xbox, Nintendo, and PS4 all have their own communities, and we all have our friend groups on all the consoles. That's why people aren't using it more often, because they don't have this part. They don't have like, these.
That's why I'm excited for the Rocket League. I believe is introducing the Rocket Pass very soon.
Yeah.
Or whatever it's called, Rocket ID, where you can party up with people on different platforms. So I can play on my PC, and I can party up with Brian on PlayStation, and we can party up with one of our buddies on Switch. Like, we could do that, and that's going to be cool. But until then, like, even on Fortnite, yeah, there's crossplay, but I can't really party up. Actually, you could party up with cross-platform.
Yes.
Like, that's what I need to see. Cross-play is great, but if I can't party up with people on different consoles, it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, this kind of weird, like, oh, you can play with your console and PC and just kind of not really be able to interact with them at all.
Yeah.
Kind of shit is like, it's not enough.
I
understand the lack for, like, Overwatch doesn't need crossplay. It's not gonna happen. Like, some competitive shooters, no, because with the PC, with, like, the mouse and controller thing, like, I wouldn't even really want it.
Also, cross-progression. Like, if you're going to introduce cross-play on, like, Apex, I'd like to have all my skins and everything.
Well, call me crazy, but isn't cross-progression a little bit more up to the developers? Like, all that stuff gets stored in their cloud. Like, that, like, Epic has their stuff in the back end. Rocket League added the Rocket Pass stuff. Well, actually, no, they're not going to
Yes, but it can still be controlled by the publisher or the console maker, because, like, you could have the cross progression on all your systems, but, like, the stuff I bought on PlayStation wasn't going anywhere. Like, they can still control that.
You know what I think a lot of this is? I don't think the PS4 was built to do things like cross progression and cross play, and they're, like, kind of like finagling cross play together. Yeah. And I think that they want to let everyone know that they're probably going to get these things on the next console, but they don't want to give you anything about what the next console is.
Yeah, because I believe that.
Anything cool they tell you about PS5 makes at least one person out there not buy the PS4. Because they're like, oh, I can just wait.
Because that's when you officially start the new era. People don't want to buy your console because it's about to be old, quote unquote.
If tomorrow PlayStation announced that there's going to be backwards compatibility on PS5, from this point on, anyone who's questioning a PS4 is going to fucking wait.
Yeah, of course.
So they can't tell us these new features.
Until they're ready.
So I'm really just hoping that, like, the PS4 wasn't really meant to do these things, and they can kind of force it, like, with weird tying shit together.
Yeah.
But then it'll happen, like, natively on the PS5. Yeah. Hopefully. If they didn't, they're fucking up.
It'll remain to be seen.
And Sean Layden. Pay attention to what your fucking employees are doing.
Yeah, come on. You got to be better about that. Also, where's my name changes? Where's that?
That's not going to work. It's going to be broken.
It was coming, though. What happened?
It's going to be so broken.
Where is it at? I was promised it. They said beginning of 2019. 2 months in. Haven't heard dick about it. Where is it?
I feel like that problem's not as hard as they like to act like it is. Because, like, look at Discord. You have your serial number.
Yeah, the problem is that the PSN was made 2010, and the infrastructure was not built for name changes. Whereas Discord was built with that in mind.
But, like, the thing is, like, you know how Xbox, all those names are tied to a serial number, and PlayStation they're not? Why can't my current name be the serial number?
Because then you're going to change your name, and that's not going to be your serial number anymore. That's what it is. It's literally tied to your name. That's why they've specified certain games might not work, because originally stuff you had was tied to the Bullhammer. So now when my name is like, fucking Joe Schmo 87, those things are going to be looking to account to the Bullhammer, and that name is not there.
No, what I'm saying is, like, on Xbox they have the serial number, and you change the gamer tag, it doesn't matter because you have the serial number.
Yeah.
Why can't, if I change my name, my serial number just stay StallionDuck92, and that's just what my serial number is? It might be some weird
thing where then they're unable to tell, if you and someone else have the same name. It might be weird issues like that. I'm sure when you change one thing, a million problems arise. It's really hard to figure that out.
I'm in the camp of I like Nintendo friend codes. My name can just be Brian, and then that's all I gotta...
Yeah, but then it's like, oh, dude, hit me up real quick. 8789654876003. What? Like, oh, yeah, that's easy to remember.
It's still better than a lot of Xbox names. Like, hey, I'm Elite X65 X uppercase X.
Yeah, but you could always just, like, look someone up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, the Nintendo's friend codes work when everybody links to, like, social media. Like, I can look on Facebook and be like, oh, here's my friends.
My thing is with the names on the consoles, I think that it's more important to have like, if I have to type in an annoying name, I have to type in that name once. If I type in the friend code, I only have to type it in once. Once it's typed in, I care what it looks like more than like how I inputted it.
I get that. All right, so I guess that's all we got today.
We're going to look more into what people are speculating that resurrected Nintendo game or franchise is going to be.
Yeah, we'll find out more about that.
Will it be a remake of Bart's Nightmare for the Super Nintendo?
We're going to find out.
I sure hope so.
I sure hope it's fucking Mario Baseball. Give it to me, Reggie.
Will they bring back the action replay?